In today's video, I'm making a lid for the Fluval EVO 13.5 so I can get a wrasse for this tank to help me combat my flatworm infestation. But just as I'm getting the lid finished up, an emergency hits. As the California storms are at full force, they start to destroy the wall that sits right behind the Fluval. So the tank's got to move, and fast. Stay tuned to see how this turns out. Welcome back to IC Live. My name's Mark. Here is the Fluval EVO 13.5 sitting in the kids' playroom. It's a little bit dirty right now, needs a little cleaning, but for the most part things are doing great. My anemone has split, so those are looking really good. And if you look down here on the left, you can see one of the octopus arm frag racks, but you see all those spots? Those are flatworms. I have a flatworm infestation that is taking over this tank. They're really not causing too many problems, but I do want to get rid of them. In the past, I've used flatworm exit, but they always seem to come back. So this time I want to get a 6-line cryptic wrasse. I had one in the past. It did an excellent job. Unfortunately, because I didn't have a lid on, it decided to go carpet surfing one night. So that's why I'm going to make a lid today. Now let's get to it. This is the material I'll be using. This is polycarbonate. It is 5.5 millimeters thick. I am not using acrylic because acrylic will sag, but polycarbonate will not. I'll be using this standard screen cord to hold the screen to the polycarbonate lid. Here is the Fluval CAD model, and if you notice, I've made a few updates to the roller mat, and it now has a lid. All right, I've got about an hour till the family gets home, so I'm gonna try to make this before they get back. Everything is designed and the tool paths are all created, so now I'm going to go ahead and prep the polycarbonate and get the Onefinity CNC ready to cut. It's all set up, so I'm going to go ahead and turn on the router and start the cut. I always watch the start of the cuts because this is the point where I realize, hey, maybe I made a mistake on the tool path. But in this case, everything gets off to a great start. Bit starts going around, making its first little cuts. Everything is looking as it needs to. However, I do notice one little thing while I'm here, and that's that the pitch and sound of the bit is ever so slightly changing. It's really hard to hear, and I think nothing of it, so I shut off my camera. And what do you know? We have a catastrophic failure, but I don't get it on camera. What happened was the bit fell out. I didn't put it in the collet deep enough as I have this little spacer, so the bit was slowly working its way down, and then gone. I end up having to set everything back up and then start over, but I was really lucky because it only took out a small portion of the polycarbonate. This line up above, that right there is the new cut. So all I had to do was just move the XY axis just slightly, and then I could restart my cut. This would have been so bad had it done it a little later into the cut, because it would have taken out my entire sheet of polycarbonate, and I probably would have had to get some more. Alright, my time-lapse camera was not working, so let's go ahead and fast forward straight to the end where I clean this thing up.
20 minutes later.
It turned out really good. It's looking so clean. It's got some little burrs on the edges because I didn't do a finishing pass. I didn't have any nice fine bits for that. I just have to use the wood chisel to clean things up. I realized before I finish up, I should probably do a test fit because I don't even know if this thing's gonna work. And look at that. I still need to do some more cleanup, but this thing is fitting great. Let's get it finished up. The edges are all cleaned up. Now it's time to put on the screen. This is just a standard fishnet screen. I think I got it on Amazon. I'm going to go ahead and spread this out, and then I'm going to wedge in the spline to secure it to the lid. Unfortunately, I cannot find my spline tool. My son was playing with it a few weeks ago, and I have no idea where he put it. It's probably somewhere in a toy box. And it is the middle of the night, so I can't just drive over to Lowe's and go get one. I'm going to do this by hand. What should take 5 minutes ends up taking an hour. The screen is all secured on here. This thing's finished. It's ready to go on the tank, and I think it's looking really good. I'm extremely happy with it. Time to go ahead and put it on.
The next morning.
All right, I put the lid on late last night. I didn't get video of it, so I was going to get that in the morning, but it was dumping all night, and it's still dumping right now, and there's a little flood right there. I woke up to wet drywall and some water pooling in the kids' playroom. Hey, there's the lid. At least it looks good. So had to start tearing the wall apart to figure out what is going on. It appears that there's multiple issues, from some wood rotting out to some shoddy electrical work, and then a pipe from the upstairs not draining properly. So ultimately, this entire wall has got to come down, but before I do that, I gotta move the Fluval. Well, at least I'm very happy with the lid. As you can see, looks great here. Tank's looking alright, still needs a little cleaning. Let's see how things are doing before the move, and so I can look at them after. So, really liking the lid. Everything's looking pretty happy and vibrant. Anemones are looking great. Yep, like I said, tank's a little dirty, needs some cleaning. Fish are doing good. All right, let's get to the move. That's right, all that work to move this tank about 6 feet just so I can get it into the other room so we can go ahead and deal with the leak. Everything's looking really pissed off, as it would when I take the water down as low as I did and then just go ahead and slide everything over, but I'm sure it'll rebound fast. Once again, the lid fits perfect. Very happy with it. As you can see, I put some trash bags on the tank because when we were working on the wall, it was getting drywall dust in it. Don't know if that's a bad thing. Hopefully not. But ultimately, that's a wrap for this video. Now it's time to start working on this wall so I can figure out what exactly is going wrong. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you live in the next video.